weapons in a opening, crowded, popular movie, and you can bring in weapons in a dark area where there's not metal detectors.
Raven says mass shooters frequently have no outlet for their anger and hostility, and they want to get even.
So what they do is they let it simmer, and it gets hotter and hotter until finally they decide that now is the day. And at that point, they choose their weapons, they calculate exactly what they want to do and when they want to do it.
Raven has a warning for family members who may witness a simmering, angry personality, but not take action the way they would if a loved one had a serious physical illness.
They would demand the person go to the doctor, demand they be seen in the emergency room because they know it's serious. But yet those same family members often will sit and listen to someone who is saying how angry they are, how they have a gun, how they want to take matters into their own hand, but yet no one will do anything about it.
This is Pat Salber with the Doctor Weighs In, and I'm broadcasting today from the Health Tech Forum in downtown San Francisco. And I have with me today a most interesting guest, Dr. Eric Bing. And I just have to say that Eric is overeducated, to say the least. Eric, tell us a little bit about your background.
I am a psychiatrist by training, and what I really focus on is behavior. And so this is behavior both individuals, populations, and organizations. I have a PhD in epidemiology, which helps me focus on populations, but also an MBA, which also helps me look at corporations and organizations as well.
You left out the MD from Harvard.
Yeah. I trained at Harvard, where I got my medical degree.
And so I asked him, what's next in terms of your life, and what did you say?
I said, from here it's to death.
So instead of law school, it's death. So
I think that's for all of us.
Well, definitely is the end game for all of us. So, Eric, there are a number of things I wanted to talk to you about today. The first is a little bit about how you ended up as a physician, getting all this additional training, and then going really with a focus on public health, and your recent move from California to Dallas, I believe it is.
Great. Well, thanks, Pat. My focus, really all of my life has been on getting access to health care for poor populations, and it's really poverty that has been the driver all of my life. Whether it was working in South Los Angeles at Martin Luther King Hospital and Drew University, providing care to a large number of indigent patients, or my work in developing countries in Africa and Latin America, it's always been poverty has been the driver. And that's really why I focus on public health, is because if we're going to prevent disease among poor people, it really is preventing disease because we don't have the resources always to treat.
And you're here today at a health technology forum, and traditional public health was really kind of a low-tech interventions by and large. Tell me, how do you see technology playing a role given the constraints that a lot of the poor countries have with respect to the internet?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think that if you sort of look at technology, and I'll talk about innovation more generally, I think the real focus in global health, and really the successes that we've seen in global health, have been in innovation, innovative business models, as well as innovations in technology that allow us to get care to people. If you sort of think about it, we have more cell phones in the world than we have people.
That's right, but most of them are just plain cell phones, right, and not smartphones?
So many of them are actually the old-fashioned kind of cell phones that we used to have here in the U.S. However, they work. A lot of what people are doing are text messaging and using these old-fashioned cell phones to get good care to people, to send them reminders, to allow people to figure out when the clinic is open. Really simple things are happening in global health that's allowing us to use these technologies to get care to people. The other thing that's also happened is using information, data, to understand what's working, and that's really been a critical thing that has also helped us. Is if it doesn't work, we can stop doing it now. Now we can know that it doesn't work.
And so tell me about the George Bush Institute. What are you up to there?
Thank you so much. I moved to the George W. Bush Institute about 3 years ago, where I'm the director of global health and a senior fellow in global health. I also have a concurrent appointment at Southern Methodist University, and our real focus at the George Bush Institute is to continue working on many of the major issues that President and Mrs. Bush worked on while they were in public service.
A lot of that was HIV/AIDS.
A large part of our health portfolio, really during the administration, was HIV. As you know, President Bush initiated PEPFAR, and that really has saved millions and millions of lives. And we're able to build upon that platform in a new program we had called Pink Ribbon, Red Ribbon, which uses the HIV platform to deliver cervical cancer care.
Oh, that's interesting. So the pink ribbon and the red ribbon, in addition to the HIV. And I wanted to close here today by asking you about your book, which has a wonderful title. It's called Pharmacy on a Bicycle. Tell me what's it about and what led you to write it?
Absolutely. Pharmacy on a Bicycle is about how do you get innovative, low-cost solutions to people in innovative ways. And if a patient can't come to the pharmacy, perhaps the pharmacist needs to get on a bicycle and bring what they need to them.
So kind of Dr. Welby, only a pharmacist instead of Dr. Welby doing house calls.
No, absolutely. And really, it's about using a cell phone to get care to people. It's using simple solutions to enable people to get the care they need in the way that they want it and at a price they can afford.
Well, so I want to thank you very much. And I think that your message about keeping it simple is really important. A lot of the apps that are being developed for use domestically are pretty complicated, and they're apps as opposed to SMS. And it really makes sense to me that we take advantage of what people already have, which are the cell phones. So thank you very much, Eric, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Pat. I appreciate it.